Hello everyone, I am Mugdha, All India ranked second in CBSE Class 10 Board Examinations 2026, and here are my suggestions on how to study science as a Class 10 student so that you can get good scores in your board exams. To begin, first let us compare the syllabus of Class 9 and Class 10 science. So in physics, I would say it becomes comparatively easier because you do not have the lengthy calculations of gravitation chapter and all. But yes, everything you will study will be new, or maybe you have studied earlier in junior classes, like the light chapter. Then for biology, I would say the standard remains the same, but the syllabus increases. But in chemistry, everything changes. You have new concepts, new structures, even your way of learning chemistry, your approach towards the subject will change in class 10. So, you need to be open minded about what you are reading and how you are reading. First, let us discuss the NCERT. So, we have three main points here. Point number one, read each line of NCERT very carefully because each line, each phrase is important. For example, take this. In page number 43 of your NCERT, we have this line, calcium starts floating in water. And CBSE last year asked the same question. But many students missed that phrase in NCERT. The second thing is that the blank space, let me show you. In NCERT, this blank space, you use it to write your own notes, your own examples, your own thoughts about that topic. So that each time you reread the NCERT, that idea of yours, whatever you have written, strikes your mind and you get an instant revision. Third, you should be able to structurize the things which are given in NCERT. Like, see here, where it is written about salts in chapter 2, things are not very structured. They are not in a very easy to revise or easy to understand way. So if you yourself make notes like this, where you clearly mention what the things are and write in clear points, then it will be very easy for you to revise and to recall whatever is there without much extra unnecessary effort. Next, I would say don't study extra. I have seen many students studying things which are not in the current syllabus. They waste a lot of their time, a lot of their efforts understanding things which will not add any value to their preparation. Because CBSE rarely, or I would say does not, ask things which are not in the NCERT. Then speaking of diagrams, I would say they are very important. In our board examination, we had to literally draw the diagram of the human heart. So, you should be able to neatly draw diagrams and label them correctly. Now, speaking of activities, you have different approach for physics, chemistry and biology. For chemistry, activities are very important. Whenever you see an activity, write down the equation, the observations and the changes which occur in that activity. And if any in-text question is given in the blue box of activity, write the answer to it just beside it. For biology activities, you write down the takeaways, what can be inferred from that activity, and the questions which are there, write down the answers next to them. And then lastly, for physics, activities I would say are not very much important, but again, the in-text numericals which they give, they are very important, so practice them very religiously. Lastly, I would speak of two things. You should have this too with you once the chapter ends. For physics, you should have a formula chart, and for chemistry, you should have a reaction chart. And I would suggest make these charts by yourself. Do not rely on external sources for this, because what you make by yourself stays in your memory. You retain it more than what you get from others. Stay tuned, we'll meet again.